I just got a cough just as soon as I go on air, huh? Awesome. Well, hello and welcome to. We got a lot of stuff to go over that was donated. Some really cool stuff and something come in the mail. Welcome to Alexandria RPG. I'm your librarian. I'm the chief librarian. Not a real librarian. I just play one on TV. Okay, I just LARP as one. I don't even play one on TV. Ooh. So, welcome all. And let us start looking at some of the cool things that we got in the mail. So I'm going to go over a big old stack of books that we have here because Frog God Games, we had gotten something off the Kickstarter we'd done a little while ago. All went out. Pardon me. Everybody's sick, and I'm still, didn't 100% recover from the last time I was sick. So, instead of having Frog God Games mail us something, I said, hey, I can just drive over to your guys' headquarters. And that's what I did. I drove over, and then they donated a ton of stuff. So, the Kickstarter was their Swords and Wizardry accessory pack. So, the Swords and Wizardry. So, we got the Swords and Wizardry in the accessory pack. So, I'm going to, we got the cool box edition. So, we're going to go over what's in the Swords and Wizardry accessory pack here. So, it's got a nice little cover, which also is nice because it actually gives us an ISBN, which makes things much, much, much easier when we're putting things into the library. Oh, ISBNs are awesome. So, this gives us a little adventures module, Baron's Gambit, more monsters, and then an awesome, really low height GM screen. So, and it's got some really good art. Frog God Games has some really awesome art. They're a small company, but man, they do some really good stuff. So, monster attack tables, paladin fighter ranger attack table, cleric druid and monk, and then magic user thief and assassin attack tables. So everything you need to know as a GM for quick reference sitting at the table, which is good. You know what? I don't think anybody put out on our Discord that we've gone live. My producer has not been helping as of late, so sometimes I forget about things that were being done. So I'm gonna throw out through Discord real quick. Sorry about this, everyone. My keyboard is on the other side of all these books. Okay. Oh, yeah, it is the season for everyone to be sick there, Lackey. Everybody is running around giving each other the crud. Okay, so we looked over the little accessory pack, and then, so in the Sword and Wizardry box, in their cool Kickstarter exclusive box, it's the wood grain. It makes it look like the original. So this is OSR based. And I don't know if you're able to get the, I think they said they're totally out of the print run they did of these, which wasn't too many. Insides of both this and the the normal one are fairly similar. So you get a nice set of dice. You get a nice little bookmark. These bookmarks can be important. A nice little thank you from the author Matt Finch. And then all the books you need to play. So, Spells and Magic, Referee Book, Monsters, and this is, I mean, there's a lot of, so you got Demon Succubus, Dragons, Giants, Gnolls. So you got your player's book and a pad of character sheets. Isn't it nice to see character sheets this small? It's one of the things I like about some of the OSR stuff. Like, it's not a front and back. It's just a small half sheet that is front. There's your stats. There's your attribute bonuses. Some information about your character. Hit point, saving throw, armor class. We don't need to overcomplicate games. It is kind of one of the issues I have with 5th Ed is people talk about, oh, it's so easy. Honestly, 5th Ed is not really all that easy when you compare it to some of the stuff, like some of the OSR stuff. Some of the OSR stuff, they're really rules light. There's some great, if you want to run something that's fantasy based, that's not intensive, man, there's so many options out there. There's better ways to get people started into RPGs than 5e, to be honest. So, and then they gave us Frog God also gave us an extra box set, the standard box set of Swords and Wizardry. So the contents inside, all the books are the same. I believe there's a dice as well. Yeah, so dice, little note from Matt Finch, the author, bookmark, same books. Yeah, 2 to 8 players, ages 10 and up, and not designed for 0 to 3-year-old kids. Well, I'm glad I was 4 the first time I tried to play. Of course, I also wasn't a normal kid. Okay, so that's it for the box sets. Let's start going into books. So, Necromancer and Frog God's Game. So this is for Pathfinder, the Rapin Authuk. This is a setting book, and this was their limited run cover. And it is a really massive setting with tons and tons of stuff. If you are into Pathfinder, this is a really cool world to run. I believe they also gave us a regular copy of it as well. It might be further down. So, this is for Swords and Wizardry, so the game that we just looked at. The Lost Lands, the Lost City of Baracus. I wonder if B.A. Baracus and the rest of A-Team will be there. But, yeah, so this is for Swords and Wizardry. So all their books will say down here on the bottom or in the corners what they're for. Whether it's they make stuff for their Swords and Wizardry stuff, they make stuff for 5e, and they make stuff for Pathfinder. So again, Frog Gods gave us a copy of this. Let's see, the Midderlands, a 5th edition setting in Bestiary. It is for 5e. It has a map here in the front that is lightly sticky glued in. And lots of good art. The aesthetics from the front are definitely carried throughout the book. Mushrooms, some really cool, diving helms and mechanical dog or clockwork dogs. Some awesome trolls. Let's see. This is for Pathfinder, so The Blight. This is a very large setting for Pathfinder. This is by Matt Finch, Greg Vaughn, and Bill Webb. Bill Webb is the one that donated all these books on behalf of Frog God. Oh, all these are going to be going into the library very soon. So as small as the books are for Swords and Wizardry, this is a giant campaign book for it. So this is for Sword and Wizardry by Greg A. Vaughn and Kevin Wright. The Northland Saga Complete. This is a ton of stuff that they were putting out. So this is more than just one book. This is several books put together into a large tome. But you can run for ages and ages and ages out of this one book, which is super awesome. So, Cyclopean Deeps for Swords and Wizardry. This is one that got damaged. It's fine. It's just it didn't get cut right, and then when they were trying to fix it, it got discolored on the edge. So it's one they couldn't sell, but it's one that I'm okay with having in the library. But really neat setting for Swords and Wizardry, so an OSR based game. And because it's OSR, you should be able to play it kind of anything else. Let's see. This is for 5e. Book of Lost Spells. And everybody can hear me, right? No, okay, I can hear myself through my headphone. Cool. So this is just a lot of really cool additional spells to add into your 5e stuff. The Foggy Flying Carpet, Forgebane, Iron Bones, Inverted Compass. Oh, that one sounds fun. Let's see. The World of the Lost Lands. So this is for SN. Wait. I don't know what the SN is. I'm trying to see what game system this is for, because it says for SN down in the corner. I don't know. I'll have to look on their website later to find out what SN is for. But it's a sizable book, and Bill told me, he goes, it's kind of useless unless you have the World of the Lost Lands map folio. So we will pop this open and see what we have in the map folio for the Lost Lands. Gotta clean up under my desk because I have a bunch of the plastic wrap under there. So, yeah, Frog Gods has been putting out a bunch of cool stuff. Oh wow, this is just a ton of it. This is really a map folio. This is just a boatload of maps for the world of the World of the Lost Lands, and I can see why he would say it's not playable. So there's Section 1, Section 2, Section 3, 4. There are 12 rather large sectional maps to go with that campaign setting. That's actually really cool. So, got to make sure that this always sticks with that book on the shelf. That way people understand it. Sometimes that's a tough thing to do. Let's see. The Tome of Alchemy. So this is a 5e. Vital Essences by Monster. Ooh, so it tells you if you kill a critter what you can get off of it. So like Dragon Turtle, you can get water, armor, and pain. A Death Dog, you can get the Essence of Death. This is actually super cool. So all kinds of cool grenades and incense and potions, and that you can really, that you can definitely make a cooler world, because honestly, there's just not enough people that are playing into like the, hey, I'm going to make herbs or I'm going to make potions. They're like, okay, I make it. Do I have the stuff? Let's see. For 5e, City of Brass. I actually started thumbing through this one, and this one looks really cool. So this one was sitting on my nightstand. I had to grab it before I came running down to stream. But it is also, I mean, a lot of these books are super sizable. I'll be honest, my arms are tired. Necropolis. Bill said this was something he initially worked on with Gary Gygax, and it was updated by Mark Greenberg to be a 5th edition compatible thing. So it is cool to see some of the older works, brought forward so newer players can play in them. Oh, and then here's the the Rapin Othuk, but this is the 5e version. So we've got the collector's edition for Pathfinder and the standard edition for 5e. So that's a ton of stuff. Thank you to Frog God Games for donating that stuff. Super awesome. They're a great little company, putting out a lot of fun products. We've only had a couple of their stuff in the library over the years, but we now have a lot more. And looking forward to playing some Sword and Wizardry based stuff. I really am starting to dig the OSR wave more and more. There's so many just really easy things to play, and you can, if you want to ramp up and use some of the kind of crazy stuff that had been used in the past, you can go for it. If you just want it stripped down, super easy to strip down. So dig in the OSR stuff. So have this box with cute little critters all over it. Kind of opened it, but I haven't totally opened it yet. So see if we can read this. Owlbear plush. So yes, we have a stuffed owlbear in the library now. Love owlbears. They're one of my favorite critters. My favorite critter in D&D is actually a bugbear. But so we have an owlbear here. Let me see if we can pop him out. How are you in here? Oh, he's super soft. He is adorable. He's a owl in the face and owl on the fingers, and has cute little plushy paws, and then he is definitely, bear in length. Aw, he's so cute, he's unbearable. What's his adopt your owlbear. The owlbear, a creature feared and respected by many, is known for its feathery bear-like appearance, its sharp beak and claws, and its great ferocity. This particular owlbear is just a wee cub, but as soon as they'll grow up to be a friend, companion, and a fine partner in your great adventures. So, I personally, we asked how we came upon the owlbear plushie. So I saw this on Kickstarter ages ago, and I personally backed this for the library. So this came out of my pocket because I thought an owlbear plushie was such an adorable idea, and I watched it through its growth. But you want crazier. So in the box, there's a little drawer. I thought there was game stuff available for it. It might all be just via downloads, because I think they did some little like adventure packs for it or something. So it's the Baby Bestiary. So I'm hoping they put out some other stuff. Metal Weave Games and Baby... so it's from Metal Weave Game, it's their Baby Bestiary. But this little drawer has a bow tie. The bow tie has dice on it. So now you have a owlbear with a bow tie. There's a little fish. I don't know how the fish works. There's a magnet. So now you have an owlbear with a bow tie, holding with a fish in its mouth. And then there's a little cape. Because, you know, you must keep your owlbear looking spectacular and protecting his fish. We will have to come up with a way to name said owlbear. And then there's a little card in here. Oh, I definitely haven't gotten this far. Be it known to all that I, blank, am taking this owlbear into my stewardship, my party and my home. I pledge to protect, raise, and care for them as if they were one of my own kin. I will teach you the ways of the wilds, to forage, to hunt, and to survive in this world. And its pledge is with my hand and my heart that I make this pledge and bestow the name of blank upon you. Signed? Aww. Well, we will have to come up with a name for the owlbear, and I will have to bring it to events so people can see how utterly freaking cute this thing is and how soft it is. I actually want to look up real quick if Metal Weave is selling these guys yet, or if they're just finishing up their Kickstarter. Let's see. Let me switch over to shared view. So, stay in the loop. Let's see what they have. Oh, they have baby bestiary art. Oh, there's all kinds of cute little art. Let's see. The owlbear. It looks like it's $35. And you can get the plain brown, the original brown. I forget it's the reddish color, or the snowy owlbear. I went with regular because that's what I remember. Then it shows you get the cape and the fish and the necktie. They're adorable. They're super duper. Like, they're crazy soft. They are really, really. I guess you can get them standalone. Okay, so standalone, if you just get the owlbear, nothing with it, is $35. And then if you get the whole box thing, it's $60. I did this Kickstarter ages ago. I don't remember how. I don't know how long ago that was. But it's adorable, and we now have a new friend in the library. We have we have our crochet Viking that goes with our baby bestiary, or our owlbear. He can teach him and ride him into battle. Okay, let's get to some news now. There's not much news. I did find this interesting. So, CD Projekt Red confirms a Witcher remake. But so, reading through this, I don't normally care about computer RPGs and stuff, but it sounds like because they're trying to make it very open world, that they're making it, with the Witcher tabletop role-playing game from Artel Sorian was based upon the Witcher RPG from the computers and consoles. Now it looks like they're remaking the original Witcher game to kind of open more into the into the tabletop RPG world that just happens to be. I mean, tabletop RPG worlds aren't on rails. Well, for the most part. If you got a really bad GM, they're very much on rails. My only worry is the buzzword of modern reimagining. Most projects that throw that out they get lost in trying to appease everybody, and they forget who who got the project there in the first place. Never forget your fans. You want to open something up to more fans, but you don't want to make it so broad that the people that are going to buy your product are just gonna be like, nope, I'm done. And that's, the modern reimagining typically goes that route. They're like, oh, we're gonna put this and this and this and this, and we gotta make everybody happy. And when you try to make everybody happy, you make nobody happy. And so I'm really hoping that they're using the tabletop RPG kind of as a source of how to make a bigger, better open world. So fingers crossed. But graphics and everything look great. It's using the new Unreal 5 engine, and one of the few times I'll talk about computer stuff or console stuff here on at the library. Let's see. News, everywhere I went for news last night and today seemed kind of really light, so we're going to get into a ton of free and cheap downloads for just some fun playing over the next few months. Especially, everything looks, talking with some game designers and developers, things are going to get slow here in the next few months. You're going to see fewer releases. With inflation and everything, you have a lot of companies that are really cutting back on producing new things. It's making Kickstarters harder, because you kickstart something here in December, you're finished in December, and then your costs when you send it out in market in July are astronomical, because you cannot compute costs right now, because you have no clue where the market's going to be in 6 months. So with instability in shipping and production, you will see a big slowdown in not only Kickstarters, but in actual physical product. So over the next probably 18 months, 24 months, we'll see a lot of maybe digital products, but fewer physical products from those medium-sized companies. Okay, the Hobbling Heist. So this is a cute little download. You've been summoned to the Hobbling realm for an audience with the Emperor himself. His Imperial Majesty greets you, offers you some Tirana, and says he'd like to hire you for a very special covert operation. So it is a Morkborg based game, and if you know anything about Morkborg, the rules are super light, super easy to use, and well, here is a downloadable fun game using those rules. Let's see. This is a free game. So Comet by the Sea is a free adventure location and toolbox to support running a high fantasy archipelago, which is a super cool idea. I love seeing people, use little island nations. It can be really fun and interesting, because you have to incorporate actual travel and seagoing. That's why I love Star Wars. I try to get people to go from world to world to world. Gives you forced downtime for the characters to do stuff to progress as characters. So, Comet by the Sea. So there's going to be a lot of these I'm going to go through fairly quick. This is for Traveler, Mongoose's Traveler. So this is Stranded. So free Christmas present to all travelers. Stranded is a remastering of a classic Traveler adventure. So if you play Modern Traveler, well, here you are. You can grab a cool adventure to be able to play. It's an old school Traveler adventure that has been updated, which is super awesome. Love seeing people companies that have an IP take some of the old stuff and update it. Especially Traveler, because old Traveler stuff can be really rough for some people to really get. This is from Troll Lord Games. Also, I think from here in the Northwest as well. Like 80% sure Troll Lord is up this way. But we do have a bunch of Troll Lord stuff. So this is free, and it's a bunch of stuff that would normally be paid for. So they just released a bunch of stuff for free on drive-thru. So 5th edition Player's Guide to Owlbear, it's normally $20. Giant's Rapture, U2 Verdant Rage, Castle and Crusaders Player's Guide to Owlbear, like Castle and Crusaders, it's cool. 5th edition Sword of Rami, Castle and Crusaders, A Druid's Lament, Brindism Adventures, and a Crusade, Castle and Crusaders, Fortress of the Three. So that is actually super cool for a company to put out a bunch of stuff that they've been selling for free, just because it's Christmas time. Let's see. Talent RPG. It's a rules light hack designed to be fast and easy. Character creation is boiled down to only 2 meaningful choices: talents and equipment. Design intent is to provide fewer, more impactful choices at every turn, while still providing a robust feature set necessary to be compatible with existing OSR, 3E, and 5E adventures. So this is a super, super streamlined rule set. And it's $5 to download right now. This was just added the other day, so it was added to the catalog the 14th. So this is a newer RPG based on OSR, and sounds like they're really boiling it down to just as few things as possible, which can be great for people to learn. See, we're all one. Welcome, employee number 1587. That, I'll be honest, this thing is in here just because of that tagline. Have you ever wanted to climb the corporate ladder but find yourself struggling through toxic work environment and sheer redundancy of the entire structure? But it seems to be there to portray greed and misery. Well, welcome to we're all alone. We are all alone. This solo tabletop RPG puts you in the newly polished shoes of a brand new employee of ServCorp. You must climb up the corporate ladder by any means necessary. You will work hard and get the promotions you deserve, or you will lie, cheat, and even straight up murder your way to the top. The choice is yours. We Are Alone was written and designed by Innocent Goblin. It was released for free and always will remain so. Check out Innocent Goblin on Twitter for more information. So it's funny, they say it's free. So its suggested price is... so let me see if you can put in... So its suggested price is $365, but you can put $0 down. And I'll be honest, when I see people put stuff up like that, where hey, this is free, or you can pay what you want, at least chuck them $1. You know. Let's see, for the Dungeon Masters Guild, Deep Dive Colonith. So $3. It adds this is a cool little document that adds a bunch of stuff that's good for a GM. Revised lore, revised racial traits, tactical tips, 6 original Corinth organizations and societies, stat blocks, blah, 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 blah. Tons of fun new stuff. Oh, and a new water vehicle, the Water Barge. Hey, I want a water barge. A maze without maps, a minigame. This minigame maze encounter can be dropped directly into your next session. Love stuff like this. It's $2. Players race against time to escape the maze, relying on memory and luck to navigate a series of turns that may find them right back where they started. Especially suited for online games where mapping and fog of war can pose a challenge even for the most intrepid of digital preparation DMs. So, love things that you can just toss into an already running campaign. Super awesome, and sounds like it could be a lot of fun. See, so I'm going to run through a bunch of these. So there's a bunch of people that have maps that are free right now. So Fantasy Sea map. So let's see if I can just pull up Brownable has a ton of stuff on free right now, or on massive sale. So Street Map Pack 2 free. So 2 street maps, so 8 JPEG maps, and hey, they're free to download. Here's another one. This is suggested $1. It's 2 forest maps. This is from Unimap, and only has like 3 map packs, but they're all cheap or free right now. Backle. This is also free maps. So doesn't have many, but has put all their map packs up for pay what you want. Sensnia also same bunch of map packs. A lot of them are cheap, free, or pay what you want. So something that we've joked about in our streams, like, oh hey, I just go to Google and I look up something. Well, you can come to DriveThruRPG and look up free maps, because there's tons of them. This publisher only has 1 map set right now, but it's a pay what you want. So if that's the quality of the map that's in there, awesome. This is a large 40 by 30 battle map, Wave Echo Field, by Ruby RPG. Ruby RPG has a ton of maps, a lot of them on sale, cheap, or free, or pay what you want. Bestiary. Oh, so this person has a ton of bestiary and creature packs. So a ton of tokens that are right now free. So Bestiary Pack 1 free. So you get a bunch of little tokens just like this that you can throw into your online game. Here's Bestiary Pack 3. So there's a whole bunch of little bestiaries, little critters you can use. So some of these people are doing some awesome things that if they're pay what you want, throw some money at it, throw a buck or two at them. If they're like this one that's free, find something that they're actually selling and buy that as well. Support some of these people that are doing awesome things. Evil Genius. So these they're doing a bundle for their Everyday Heroes book. So Everyday Heroes. This is the PDF. You can get the Crow PDF. So with this bundle, it's $55. So you get the core rulebook, the Crow PDF, the Escape from New York PDF, the GM screen tables, and character sheets. So if you are interested in the Everyday Hero project, hey, this gives you quick access to a bunch of their stuff. You can jump right into Crow or Escape from New York. Not bad situation to jump into. Here is a whole bunch of stuff. They have a teacher kid do game selection, and almost all of it is on sale. So Hero Kids, a bunch of Hero Kid stuff, a whole lot of Hero Kid stuff. Baseball with Dice, Kids on Brooms, Vintage Space, Tiny Z Compendium, Pugmire. The core rulebook is $11 on DriveThru right now. Tiny Taverns, Doctors and Daleks 5e, the Player's Guide, Oz, a fantasy role-playing setting. So you can see all of the crazy. I mean, this is a ton of stuff. Oh, I didn't ever seen this one. Pugmire Jumpstart. Oh, I haven't seen that. And there's a new thing out for Pugmire that added rats that was just released recently, and that we need to get our hands on. So if you're looking for all the people like, hey, I'm looking for something to play with my kid, here you go. Here's a ton of stuff in here to get. You can find a ton of stuff that's fairly cheap. Wander Home, I've heard nothing but good stuff about. Root, a lot of fun. I've heard about that. Pugmire, Genesis. Wow. So just tons and tons of stuff. Find what your kid's excited about and play. Dark Crystal. Oh, yes. Need to get the Dark Crystal RPG. And this was a interesting. This is from Chaosium, so this is a Cthulhu set collection. So normally all this stuff would be $60, and it's $20. So a ton of Cthulhu stuff. So if you're interested in Cthulhu, there's some good Cthulhu stuff there for you. All in a really cheap bundle. And then Fantasy Grounds Converter's Choice 2022 bundle. So this is a bunch of stuff to be able to convert. And it's all for Fantasy Ground. But it's stuff for like playing, moving things from one setting to another. So yeah, let's get into some Kickstarter stuff. Korg, a solo TTRPG experience. So we don't see too many solo games. We got 12 days to go. They're well beyond what they were looking for. I like their little logo. I love tabletop RPGs and simply can't get a group together every night of the week. Getting a group together every night of the week is kind of crazy. In spite of my best efforts. To accommodate my addiction for dungeon delving and dice, I forged a rules light game that fits on a business card. Yes, really. Okay, that's cool. There are traps, monsters, and a variety of equipment to advance your character. As long as you have a D6 and some scratch paper, you can play anywhere. Well, that's kind of cool. So, that is a super small game. So, $6, you'll get a copy of the game and unlock all stretch goals. $10, you get 2 copies of the game and all unlock stretch goals. $15, you get 5 copies of the game. $666, you get a PDF format and Catacombs. $1,000, Fetrid Swamp. Dark Tower, $1,500, a second card for all expansions. I like the idea that this is the entire game fits on a business card. It's kind of a neat idea. So this is out of Spain. I don't know what it says. My Spanish is incredibly poor. I spoke a little Mexican-based Spanish 20 years ago, and even though I was born in Spain, I speak no Spanish. Which, yes, there's a differences of Spanish depending on. You should be able to translate no matter where you go, but there's going to be differences. So, I think it's in euros. Oh no, it's yeah, it is in euros. They've surpassed their goal. But if you want a cool looking game that is in Spanish, here you go. And again, the Lost Library. See, I know a handful of things. But it is for our 5e, and looks like it's pretty nice. There's a lot of good art, some cool dice, some fun little add-ons, character sheets, cards, and it looks like they may be doing it in English as well. So, but all the important stuff I can't read. But I like to share as many things as possible. Let's see. Date night dungeons. 6 days to go. So they were only looking for $2,000. They've tipped over $50,000. They've done other date night RPGs. This one's Norse. So, and I think in the backing, so $7 gets you the digital version. In 5e, Pathfinder, or 3.5. $15 gets you your standard black and white print copy in whichever version you would like. $20
You get the black and white print copy and a printable color PDF in whatever version you want. 25, you get the special edition copy of White Wedding in 5e and plus 10 maps, and 5e first or 3.5. Date Night Edition, printable color PDF, black and white print copy, and 10 color maps. 45, all of the above. You get one PDF of 3 of all of them. You get one black and white of which section you want. You get the Blackthorn Clan in whatever edition you want, and a pack of. So you can get the other game date night games they did. Let's see, Beyond the Flesh. This is one we looked at a little while back. I don't know how far along they really are in the game. It looks like they do have some decent. They're a little further. They feel like they're further along than they than the Kickstarter kind of looks, but they just have not. I guess nobody's looking for an adult, stripped down RPG, that horror RPG. So. Hope they, can, recoup and, regroup and try again. Operation Santa, 4 days to go. Christmas roleplay adventure for Troika and Morkborg. So, I find this adorable. And, sometimes you need a fun little one-shot. Abandon ho ho hope. And I love the ugly sweater. So I love the idea of this particular game. So I'm gonna go kind of fast here because everybody has been sick around me lately, and I'm not feeling 100%. My voice has been. I worked some extra hours at the State History Museum this weekend. They have Train Fest, and it was loud, and I talked a lot because of I try to sell memberships for the museum so they can keep doing cool stuff. So I go in a few times a year, stuff like Train Fest, and really try to help, get people that are coming in to check out the museum once to become members so they can come back more often and really like what the museum's doing. So, if you have a history museum in your state or nearby you, I implore you to support them. History is important. We're always trying to rewrite or forget or kind of redirect history. Don't do that. Please, learn about your history of your area. Learn about the history of the world. Learn about different cultures. Learn history from as many angles as possible. I'm going to jump off my history nerd soapbox and get back on my my LARPing librarian soapbox. So, Saima, an Incense and Iron medieval role-playing game. I have not heard of the setting because I've heard of like Sword and Sandal, Sword and Wizardry, Sword and Sorcery. So there's a ton of different. So Incense and Iron. Incense and Iron, what is that? It's a dark fantasy world inspired in part by the history of the Iberian Peninsula. That's a very dark history. Games like Elden Ring, Bloodborne, Dark Souls, as well as themes of an oppressive medieval church, violent history and conquest, and magic. Incense and Iron is a genre where medieval setting exists and feudal populations are in conflict with monolithic religious entities. Okay. That's some nice art. I'm kind of digging the setting. It is a little dark, but $10 gets you the PDF, $25 gets you a print version, and that's it. Super simple. And they've created 25. Wow. Back to 493. Nice. Dicey Tales, an action-packed, fast-paced role-playing game of pulp adventure. So they're past their goal. They've got just under 2 weeks to go. This is one we looked at really briefly when we looked at this one a little closer when it came out. So Dicey Tales has been out for a while. This is their so it's like a decade or something that Dicey Tales has been out. They're just doing it in pulp. So that 1920s to early 1940s kind of era, Indiana Jones style stuff, and looks like it's a lot of fun. They already have a game built, and they're just taking the game they made 10 years ago and have been selling stuff for, and doing a pulp version of it, which is cool. Let's see. From our friends down at Warehouse 23, better known as Steve Jackson Games. So this is Rose Labyrinth role-playing game adventure set. 2 identical 24 by 24 game boards for Steve Jackson's fantasy trip and any hex-based fantasy RPG, plus counters, lore, and scenarios. So there's a bunch of stuff if you like fantasy trip, which I don't see why not. Hey, happy Yuletide season to you there, Pulsar. So Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy Hanukkah, or whatever, seasonal holiday you are celebrating in these weeks. I like them all. One of my favorites was I worked for a Jewish company when I was like 20 years old, and they gave me Christmas and everything off, and they gave me Christmas gifts, but we also did like really cool stuff for Hanukkah. And then around New Year's they found out, somebody asked me like, what'd you do for Christmas? I was like, man, I don't really celebrate. They're like, what? And then they were like, oh, you just didn't say anything because you were smart. I was like, why yes. Why yes. So as I've gotten older, I don't necessarily celebrate, but I do love the holidays. I hate the craziness that comes with the holidays, but I love seeing families and stuff get together. I love seeing people give gifts and be together. So let's see. $25 gets you the Rose Labyrinth, and includes 1 copy of the Rose Labyrinth, 2 boards. $32 gets you the Phases of the Moon D6. Then $48 gets you 2 copies of the Rose Labyrinth, so 4. And then if you can see, like, it's literally a labyrinth of roses. It's a maze. $50 gets you Rose Labyrinth and Thoreau School, includes Rose Labyrinth and the Thoreau School book in print. $65 gets you 3 copies of the Rose Labyrinth. $100 gets you a signed Rose Labyrinth and much more. It includes 2 Rose Labyrinth 2X plus Phase of the Moon D6 Deluxe Dice Bag, Skeletal Warrior Deluxe or Dragon and Skull Dice Pack, Green Glitter, Cthulhu D6 set, Eye of Horus D6 set, Le Bombe Dice Game, Random Color, Robin's Laws of Good Game Mastering. It's actually a good book. Translucent Orange Glitter Halloween D6 Dice, and 1 Rose Labyrinth set will be signed by Steve Jackson. And then the $150 retailer section. So there's your moon phase. Oh, that's actually a cool die. New moon, young moon, crescent, quarter, full, and gibbous moon. Limestone Caverns, that's cool. Get the Old School Monsters, Adventures, and Adventures 2. These are all add-ons that you can add on. So I love Steve Jackson when they do one of these, because they go, hey, if if you're going to order this, might as well order everything. And I try to tell people, if you have a game and you're doing an expansion for it, make it so there's a reward slot in there where you can get the add-on plus the core book, or make it easy to add on. I prefer a pledge level that gives you the core book plus the expansion. You'll get people to go, oh, hey, I've never played this before. Oh, it's an expansion for a game I don't have. Oh, okay, whatever. Well, if there's an option for them to go, you get the base book and the expansion. Ta-da! You take away one of their arguments. And then this ends in 9 days. It's sadly way too far away from. Hopefully, it'll do well in the last little bit. But Encyclopedia of Frost Wizards, Winter Monsters, and Ice Witches, creepy Christmas creatures. So it is just a ton of fun little. They're from all over. So, Belsnickel, wild, woolly, hairy man with a whip. Dead Mors, the Russian Dead Morzo, the Russian Santa and powerful ice wizard. Han Thrap, a black knight who prowls on the vulnerable. Krampus, he sees you when you're naughty, and you always are. Straggle, malevolent demons that occupy Perchata. Yule Cats, a big cat, a cat as big as a house and deadly member of the fashion police. So, looks adorable. I want it to do well. You got 9 days. We'll take a look at them. So just after Christmas. So let's see. This was the only thing up on GameFound that was RPG related. They're 21 days left. They're ways away from. So, Mystery of Beacon Hill. It's a Dungeons & Dragons 5e compatible side trek adventure for parties of the first. So, it's a adventure for levels 1 to 3. So, they haven't really fleshed out their GameFound page. And it's like, you could get us a little more than generic looking power. This looks like a PowerPoint presentation. See. Humble Bundle. So, Wrath and Glory. This has 16 days left. So, Wrath and Glory is the most recent 40k RPG, and I've heard a lot of good things about it. I still need to sit down and play it, and they have way more books than I thought they did. So, there's $18 to get you 25 items. The core rulebook, Church of Steel, Redacted Records, Forsaken System, the GM screen, Litanies of the Lost, Affliction Ascendant, Bloody Gates, On the Wings of Valkyries, The Lord of the Spires, the Wrath deck, Campaign card deck, Gustav's Commandos, Departamento Munitorium Shotguns, a whole book on just shotguns, Brass Tacks, Perils of the Warp deck, Perils of the Warp, Character Talents and Psychic Powers card deck, Relic Blessing of the Sanctified Shield, Reign of Mercy, The Graveyard Shift, Battle Maps, 40k Battle Maps, War Gear card deck, Combat Complications deck, I like Combat Complications. Beacon Hill takes place in Seattle, yes, well, it does now in my mind, and Null Hypothesis, and a coupon for 15% off at the Crucible 7 store. And then you also, if you buy it, you get you get the Wrath and Glory soundtrack. So $18, not a bad deal if you want to get in on the most recent 40k RPG, which from what I understand is pretty good. Also, that's up on Humble Bundle. This just has 4 days left. This is the Artel Saurian bundle. So it's got a bunch of Witcher and Castle Falkenstein games. So for 15 items, you pay $25. We'll pay at least 18. You get these 15 items. You can pay more. So a bunch of Witcher books, a bunch of Castle Falkenstein books. This is the core Falkenstein book right there. We've got that in the library. Don't have all of these in the library. And we've got, I think, all of these in the library now. But it's Witcher and Castle Falkenstein. You can't go wrong. So for 18 to $25, you get a ton of stuff from a company that we definitely love. Let's see. The Shadowrun first and second edition mega set. We've looked at this before. I'm not going to go over it entirely. It's got 2 days left. Let's see. You get a bunch of books. And the cool thing is, like, with the base one, you can go, I just want the first edition stuff. And then if you do the $43 or $44 one, you get first and second edition stuff. So you go Blades in the Dark. So $13 gets you Blades in the Dark, the Duskwill Heist deck, Duskwill Street Maps, and Alone in the Dark. Then if you go up to $27, you get Glow in the Dark. Love that. Fistful of Darkness, Hack the Planet, Scum and Villainy, which I've heard a lot of good things about, and Band of Blades, which we have in the library and has been checked out a bunch. The Fantasy Trip. Steve Jackson Games, put out Fantasy Trip, so 21 days left on this. This is fairly new. $15 gets you Fantasy Trip Legacy Edition, Red Crypt, Labyrinth Planner, and Deluxe Character Journal. Oh, having something like that in PDF, so you can print them out and just use them as much as you want. And then if you go for the full thing, it's $26. So you get everything in the first level, plus Fantasy Trip Companion, Fantasy Trip Adventures Volume 1, Book of Unlife, and Hexagram Issue Number 1. Love Steve Jackson Games. Fantasy Trip is actually a blast. We have the original stuff and the new stuff in the library. So, Rifts. This has 14 days left on it. So, for $20, you get your Core Unlimited Ultimate Edition book, the Adventurer's Guide, Game Master's Guide, and the GM Kit, and the Indexed Adventures Volume 1 and 2. Then if you go up to $43, you get all of that, plus Source Book 1, Rift's, the Book of Magic, Rift's Bestiary, Black Market, Bionic Source Book, How to Bring Palladium Characters, Magic, and Powers into Rifts in Earth. So they're 3 different conversion books. And Vampires, Mechanoids, and Mindworks. Then, after you get that, then you go to the Rifts Land and Sea. So $15, you get the Atlantis book, the Undersea book, Lemuria, the Splyan Dimensional Market, and the Secrets of Atlanteans. So there's a lot of great undersea gameplay. And then if you go up to $37.43, you get the Nations Collection on top of that. So you get 9 more books. It's England, Africa, Triax, South America 1 and 2, Japan, Mystic Russia, Warlords of Russia, and Australia. So the basis to play anywhere and everywhere in the world of Rifts. Super awesome. Hey, how you doing, Cider Raven? So if you guys missed at the beginning, we had a bunch of cool new stuff donated, but we got a Owlbear. So we have an Owlbear, and he's got a little bow tie that we can take off, and a cape with a clasp. So, and then he's got a fish. He's running around with his little fishy, and he's super soft. Yes, so if you look up, what's the name of the company? Metal Weave Games. It's the Owlbear plush. It's their first plushie. So it's $35 just for the plushie. $60 gets you the box with the fish and the bow tie and everything. It is adorable. Let's see. Heart Beneath the City. So $17 gets you Heart Beneath the City, Burned and Broken, Vermisian Black Ops, Sanctum, Doors to Elsewhere. So I have not played Heart, the City Beneath, but it doesn't mean it's a bad thing, and it's $17. So if you got a few bucks, and I think that is based on the Spire. Yes, so it's based on Spire. So I also haven't played Spire. So Spire is the above world stuff. The Heart City Beneath is the underworld stuff. So for $13, you can get the Spire core rulebook, Spire Strata, and 3 Spire. So Blood and Dust, Eldian Sky, the Kings of Silver, and then if you go up to $22, you get all that plus Shadow Operations, Spire Black Magic, Codex of the Deep Spire, Book of Masks, Secrets Kept from the Sun, and 7 Spire audiobook tracks, which is really cool. So, yes, Metal Weave has the Baby Bestiary, so we looked him up earlier. So, if we go to their Baby Bestiary stuff, you must save versus cuteness. Let's see what we have here. I need to get a hold of them and get some of these sent to us. So there's Handbook Volume 1, Beast Companion 5e, calendar. Here's the Owlbear, and you can get the Owlbear in different colors. We got the Owlbear. Our Owlbear for the library is in the original. Then they have like a reddish brown and a snowy. And then you can see it comes with a cute little card, a bow tie, a fish, and a cape. So yeah, we need to get the little baby critters to add to RPGs. They are, oh, baby elder god spawn. Oh, that sounds awesome. Let's not go there. So I gotta email them and say, hey, can you add some of your cool books to the library? Pretty please. So I thank everyone for tuning in, and it's been a lot of fun. But I definitely got to go. I got to rest my voice. I've got some meetings tomorrow. Oh, I'm so excited for meetings. And I got to do a bunch of talking. So thank you all for tuning in. We did get a ton of new books. Thank you to Frog God Games for all of the books that they donated. All the cool sword and wizardry stuff. So look up Frog God Games, check out their sword and wizardry stuff. We got their cool limited run box set, plus the standard run box set, and so much more awesome stuff. And thank you all for tuning in. If you want to help out the library, check out our website, alexandriarpg.com. Find out how you too can assist the library. And thank you all for tuning in. Until Wednesday when we're playing again, the library is now closed.